Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. U.S. Attorney Eric Barron and Governor Larry Hogan are teaming up on an effort to tackle violent crime in Maryland. Saying public safety is a basic right, Barron said his office will be taking 3 new actions. Number 1, targeting violent and organized crime. 2, investigating and prosecuting repeat offenders who are violent. And 3, review firearms cases for violations of the federal school zone statute. Barron thanked Governor Hogan for his crime funding package.
Today, I am proud to announce that with the collaboration of Attorney General Frosch and help from all of our federal, state, and local partners, I am using that unprecedented level of state law enforcement funding to devote more federal resources towards fighting violent crime than ever before. Moreover, unlike any other time in the history of my office, we are going after violent offenders in new ways and by any legal means necessary.
Barron says his office will be reviewing and adding new personnel. He hopes to have them in place by October. Well, with kids heading back to school in Prince George's County next week, motorists are urged to be extra alert on the roads. As you drive through school zones and neighborhoods, officials remind you to obey speed limits and stop for pedestrians. Also, don't forget, if a school bus flashes red lights and extends its stop sign arm, motorists in both directions are required to stop. And a final reminder from authorities, it's illegal to drive and text. And police are looking for leads in a fatal hit-and-run accident in Upper Marlboro. It happened early this morning at around 4:30 in the 10,000 block of Frank Tippett Road. Authorities say a car crashed into a motorcycle and fled the scene. The motorcyclist, an adult male, died at the crash site. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. While Americans with student loan debt will soon see some relief, President Biden announced plans to cancel up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt for borrowers who used Pell Grants. If you didn't use a Pell Grant, you'd be eligible for loan forgiveness up to $10,000. The plan applies to borrowers who earn less than $125,000 a year. Also, the president is extending the pause on student loan repayments through December 31st. And here are the latest COVID-19 numbers for our area. The Maryland Department of Health has confirmed 1,102 new cases. The positivity rate in Prince George's County has risen to 12.87%. 8 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours, and 545 people are hospitalized. Watching CTV News, I'm Byron Scott. Back in just a bit. Stay tuned.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
To Sofia and Gabriel, even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Welcome back. Water affordability in Maryland was the topic of a press briefing in Annapolis today. It was held by the Maryland Advisory Committee to the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. The group released a report addressing many concerns, including the lack of state or national standards guaranteeing access to affordable water, the inconsistent availability of assistance programs at the state level, and the lack of available data on issues like shutoffs.
Is a basic human right that must be available to all at affordable rates, despite race, despite economic status, or age.
Among the recommendations, passage of a proposal in Congress to create a trust fund for water infrastructure. Well, Democrats should be hopeful going into the fall elections. That's according to Maryland Congressman Steny Hoyer. He cites the Inflation Reduction Act recently signed into law by President Biden. The measure will increase spending on climate change initiatives and health care. Speaking in College Park yesterday, Hoyer told CTV News that the Democratic Party has made a strong case to voters.
I think Democrats are very energized. I think they're energized, A, by the product of this Congress. We've had an extraordinarily successful Congress. We passed a rescue plan very early in the Biden administration's term, and that put shots in arms, which made us all healthier and not as subject to mortal danger by the pandemic. We gave people money to put in their pockets so they didn't fall through the floorboards. And then we got kids back in school. We did a lot of other things in that rescue plan, including making the Affordable Care Act more affordable.
Hoyer was speaking at the annual Women's Equality Day luncheon. Well, Maryland GOP gubernatorial candidate Dan Cox has taken moves that could be an effort to soften his image. According to the Washington Post, Cox has deleted his account on the social media platform Gab. Gab is known as a hub for hate speech and white nationalists. Also, Cox's campaign website no longer notes his opposition to the certifying of the 2020 presidential election results. The Cox campaign also deleted references to a natural right to gun ownership, promises to ban transgender athletes in women's sports, and a push for an audit of what he has called the stolen election. Cox faces Democrat Wes Moore in November. Well, police have identified the man shot and killed in Suitland early yesterday morning. He is 32-year-old Marco Sawyer of Capitol Heights. Police were called to the 4000 block of Silver Hill Road at around 4:30 on the report of a double shooting. Two men were inside the building, found by police suffering from trauma. Both transported to a hospital, but Sawyer did not survive. Anyone with information in the case is asked to call authorities. Well, Prince George's police need your help in finding a man wanted for murder. The suspect is 32-year-old Randy McPhail. Police were called to the 4100 block of Southern Avenue for the report of a shooting back on August 7th in Capitol Heights. When they arrived, they found the victim, Robert Price, in a parking lot, suffering from gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Investigators said McPhail shot Price during an argument. Anyone with information asked to contact police or Crime Solvers at 1-866-411-TIPS. And still ahead on the news, a sports page report. Stay with us.
Coming soon, we're going back in time because the Washington Commanders are retiring the legendary number 9 jersey. And Fedex Field gets a pretty harsh rating. I'm Laurencia Moten, and I'll have those stories and more coming soon.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
The Washington Commanders announced they will finally retire the legendary number 9 jersey worn by the iconic Sonny Jurgensen. The news was announced yesterday on Jurgensen's 88th birthday. Jurgensen was the quarterback for the former team from the years 1964 to 1974. His amazing performance over those years landed him in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and now his jersey will be retired by the team where he still holds the franchise record for passing the most touchdowns in a 14-game season. The Commander will honor Sonny by officially retiring his jersey during this season's Week 18 home game against the Dallas Cowboys. Sticking with the same team, Fedex Field has been ranked by USA Today as the worst NFL stadium. The Commanders have been playing at Fedex Field since 1997 and have won only one home playoff game there. Fans say that the stadium has a number of issues, including transportation and sewage water falling on the stands. Despite the ranking, the stadium will host the team's first regular 2022 season game against the Jacksonville Jaguars on September 11th. Now, a field that has gained national recognition for its beauty is Audi Field, and for the second time this summer, DC's Audi Field has been chosen to host a significant soccer match. This time, it's this year's National Women's Soccer League Championship game. The match will be held on Saturday, October 29th at 8 p.m. As I reported earlier this week, the Washington Mystics were knocked out of the playoffs by the Seattle Storm. During the end-of-season exit interviews, players reflected on how they feel coming back home after Sunday's loss. Guard Alicia Clark, who played for the Storm last year, had this to say.
The one thing is this is just such a weird feeling. And not playing deep in the playoffs is a sucky feeling. So that's something that I have been able to at least acknowledge. But yeah, I really haven't processed too much about the season yet. I just know, I feel like we had a lot left on the table. And it's just, it sucks not being able to have the opportunity to show that.
And that's today's sports update. Back to you, Byron.
Okay, meet Abby. She's a 6-month-old short-haired brown tabby, a home that provides a quiet environment and lots of cuddle for would be the perfect fit.
She would do well in any home. She's a pretty low energy cat, so she does play sometimes, but she does like to nap all day. She would do well with children or in a lower energy household.
And if you want to adopt Abby or any other animal, contact Animal Management using the information on your screen. And a look now at our weather forecast. Your weather forecast tonight, mostly clear with lows around 69 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with highs near 90. Friday, sunny with possible showers, highs in the 90s. Saturday, sunny with a chance of thunderstorms and highs in the upper 80s. And that's our news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. Have a good evening.